All right, let's get it started with the Lakers. Ooh, Lakers took a big L last night in Game 1 against the Blazers. LeBron James had a triple-double in his playoff debut with L.A., but he was spoiled by a three-point onslaught led by Damian Lillard. Dame hit one from the parking lot late in the fourth quarter, and the Blazers never looked back, winning by 7. So, Acho, are the Lakers in trouble after losing game one?
Yes, the Lakers are in trouble, bro.
You saying this?
Yes.
You?
Bro, here's the thing. I am not one of those analysts that is so stuck on an opinion that I have to say my opinion, lie to myself along with the rest of the world just because I'm stuck in my train of thinking.
Will you leave Nick right alone, my dog? Nick, how your Lakers doing? I'm sorry.
That's not me.
Okay.
I'm a dude that speaks facts. The Lakers are in trouble because they've been in trouble, bro. I said this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. As soon as the bubble started, I said, hey, man, the Lakers can't shoot the three all bubble, all 8 games. Well, they couldn't shoot the three last night. What else have we said during the first 8 games of the bubble? AD disappears in the fourth quarter.
Gone.
What happened last night? 2 points, 1 board. What happened all second half for AD? Only 7 points after having 21 points in the first half. All the problems we saw for the Lakers in the bubble in those first 8 games of play-in-play, we see now. The problem is so many TV people, so many basketball experts, they said, man, the Lakers, they gonna change their stripes. They gonna change their spots. I'm looking at things like, you get what you've seen. And that's exactly what happened last night. To say the Lakers aren't in trouble would be to lie to the rest of the world along with yourself. Because when you really look at it, bro, everybody thinks that AD and LeBron, they just cover for a multitude of sins.
Right.
They just cover for a multitude of deficiencies. But the fact of the matter, let's keep it real. Look at the Lakers depth chart. Look at the Lakers roster. Look at the Trailblazers roster. The Blazers have a better roster. LeBron, if you were to draft from both those teams, you'd say, okay, give me Bron number 1.
Yeah.
But who would you really take 2?
Dame or AD, and I don't know.
Who would you take?
I mean,
take it, fine. Take AD. Take AD, Marcellus.
Okay, he closer to the rim already.
Take him.
Okay.
Number 3, you're going to take Dame.
Oh, damn,
Number
right.
4, you're going to take CJ. Number 5, you're probably going to take Nurk. Number 6, you're probably going to take Melo. Number 7, you're probably going to take Gary Trent. Who cracking the Blazers starting 5 outside of AD and LeBron? So the Lakers are in trouble because they've been in trouble.
Woo, look at you. Best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. And look, I know that everyone takes my Laker criticism with a grain of salt because I'm such a Clipper fan. But one thing I don't do is rob my job of objectivity. I always keep it down the middle, despite my rooting interest. I'm rooting over here. You ain't gonna let me get away with that? I thought you were a good life analyst that lie. All right, here's the thing. Lakers are leaky water hose. And I grew up with a lot of leaky water hoses in the neighborhood. And one thing I noticed about them, that they never had one piece of tape on them. They always had 5, 10, 15. Because once you find one leak, you patch that one up, you start another one. You just continue to see it, and it's becoming porous for a team like the Lakers right now and their issues. All across major statistical categories, we saw that the Lakers were the worst offense in the bubble. But we all thought that they could hit the switch or, like you said, cover all their warts with their dynamic duo. But what happened in Game 1 was the dynamic duo actually showed up. Now, showing up for AD is weird because it's not the fourth quarter, but it's still AD. 21 points at half, then you end up with 28. Okay, your season average is 26. You did a little more. You stepped up a notch, even though we didn't feel the impact the same. LeBron James goes out there, triple-double. LeBron James is touching every stat category.
Every one.
Showing his way on every level of the game, except down the stretch, LeBron did what LeBron does at times. Misses those free throws. That's a LeBron thing. That's something that's been following LeBron all the time. Now you look at the other team, a team that is maybe the best offense we've seen in the bubble. You look at this team right here, and they actually don't even play up to their standard. And they still beat the Lakers, who, in some respects, even Kuzma beats his season average, shows some spark. I don't know where the Lakers are going to find the juice against a team that looked like they didn't have all their juice. That's my issue right there. But for more on this, let's bring in our Fox NBA analyst, Acho Ric Bucher. Rick, is it time for the Lakers to panic?
No.
Oh,
come on, guys.
Oh, here you go. What you?
Please.
Chris Montana.
You know what?
I'm all
Don't
ears.
panic.
I'm not going to talk for another minute. Go ahead.
Don't panic.
I'm gonna go to my Acho / Marcellus bag because both of you are very good at the analogy. As you guys may know, I surf, and the waves come in all sorts of different forms. But the larger the waves you surf in and you learn to handle, the easier the smaller ones are. In fact, you don't pay as much attention when you are in smaller waves after you've done a triple overhead. And you know where I get hurt the most? When I am surfing small waves as a result, because I don't pay the same attention. This would be reason to panic if they were in a situation that LeBron James and the key players on this team, but LeBron James in particular, had never faced before. If they didn't know, I don't know what I'm facing. I don't know how to react to this. LeBron James has been in situations far, far worse than this. He's been down 3-1 in the finals and found a way to come back. So being down 1-0 in the bubble against the Portland Trailblazers is no reason to panic. Ultimately, and the other element here is we are in the bubble. So if this was the normal 1 versus 8 seed, you could make the case, oh, we just lost home court advantage. Guess what? There is no home court advantage. They could be down 2-0 and they're going and still playing in a neutral site. So look, are there issues that need to be resolved? Yes. But you said it yourself, Marcellus. You said they're not playing to their standard. I believe that at some point, some of these things have to balance out. And when they do, in a game as close as game 1, the Lakers have all the ability to come back and win the series for sure.
Slick, you gave me so many points to undermine. Now,
crash and burn on that wave, brother.
While I am still on the bandwagon that the Lakers will win in 6, I am day by day losing faith. Slick, you said it's not as if LeBron and the Lakers don't know how to react. Frank Vogel didn't know how to react. When the Blazers decided, you know what, we're going to go big because we're getting out-rebounded and we got nobody to protect the rim. The Blazers said, all right, let's keep Nurkic with Whiteside. The Lakers did not react. Stott said checkmate, and the Lakers did not have another move. That was it. The chess game was over. Close my board. Let me take it back home.
To the
you
crib.
said that the Lakers aren't playing up to their standard. The reason I disagree with you is because it's as if the Lakers standard moved down in the bubble. We've kept the Lakers standard up high based on their 50-plus wins back in November, December, January. But in the bubble, Slick, the Lakers, they had the most games under 100 points. Again, last night, a game under 100 points. Slick, the Blazers ain't held a team under 100 points since January 7th, bro. So we have to realize maybe this is the new Lakers standard. LeBron balled. LeBron had a historical performance, 23, 17, 16, like Marcellus said. He touched everything. But this ain't Midas. Everything he touched did not turn to gold. Because the balls that he was passing to his cats, they weren't making the shots. The same thing we had seen in the previous 8 games. This is the new Lakers. This is the new standard, unless they can cause this standard to rise.
I'm not quite convinced that this is the new standard. I refuse to reject everything that they did during the regular season.
You have to, though,
and take these games when the seeding was already basically established as a full indicator of what they are. Can they get back to what they were? I don't know. But let's not look at last night's game as if it wasn't close and it wasn't there for the taking. Yes, they scored low. That's the kind of game they want to play at this point. Here's the other element that you're not taking into consideration.
Please tell me what I'm not taking into consideration, Slick.
It is the fact that you have had the Blazers playing for their lives every day for the last week.
Absolutely.
The Lakers have not played a meaningful game in over a week. So the ability to ratchet it up, to say, oh, you know what? Hey, we're going to have to really pay attention to this Blazers team. I'm sorry, for everything that LeBron has done and for everything that the Lakers did over the course of this season, we can all say, hey, you guys better be worried about the Blazers. They're for real. And they can even say, hey, we're concerned about the Blazers. But they didn't play like they were concerned about the Lakers. Until I see them play with that urgency and lose, I'm going to say they still have a couple tricks in their bag.
I'm going to keep saying Slick till you done. Slick, you ever been to the casino, Slick?
Oh, here you go.
I have, yeah.
Slick,
money.
you know when you go to the casino, bro, I'm a blackjack guy myself. You hit on the you sit on the table, Slick. What happens? You lose one hand. You like, you know what? This next hand about to be my hand. Let me double down. You lose that hand. Oh, this finna be my hand. You lose that hand. Sooner or later, Slick, you're out of money. You're like the Lakers right now. You just keep throwing money to the table like, well, sooner or later, the Lakers are going to change. The fact of the matter is they're not. Danny Green in the bubble, 38% from the field, 25% from three in those first 8 games. Last night, 25% from three, 33% from the field. I trust that LeBron may ratchet it up, but Slick, you got to quit betting thinking that the next hand is going to be the hand, because Danny Green showed us it's not finna turn. KCP literally had a triple single, 1 point, 1 board, 1 assist. He showed us it's not gonna turn. You gotta realize, Slick, it might be time to pack up and walk away from the table, bro.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's just kill you with a few of the numbers, because we can get lost in the rhetoric, and whoever had the best schooling can win that. Slick Rick, you will win that over Acho. But let's go into, like, everybody's plus minus. The entire starting lineup for the Lakers is minus. Okay, you lost the game, so I kind of understand that, but not to that degree. Nobody had a greater impact on the court when they were there. You act like the Blazers really balled out yesterday. They shot 39% from the field. I think that's going to have an uptick as well. The Lakers are a strong defense. We've seen that this year. However, going against a weak defense in Portland, you can't eclipse 100 points in that outing when you are playing for your life. LeBron already said he is walking into this situation playing the Portland Trail Blazers, not a number 8 seed. His guard wasn't down. He was fully loaded and prepared for this moment. I just think that right now they're running into a team, Slick Rick, where the roster, in terms of construction, in terms of energy, like you said, urgency, and the fact that they got the blessing in Nurkic coming back, it looks fully loaded, ready to go to war.
I have seen Danny Green shoot poorly, and when it was needed most, he has come through for the Toronto Raptors. He has a career shooting percentage from 3 points of 40%.
It's diminishing by the
I
day.
have to believe that's going to come back to the mean. Dwight Howard,
what?
The most efficient, maybe arguably the most efficient guy off the bench of any player in the league during the regular season. Gave them almost nothing, shot 40%. He shoots 70% plus during the regular season. All they need is one of those things ultimately to turn for this to change. So again, but it's one game. The idea that if they come back and they win game 1 and they punch a hole in this Portland Trailblazers confidence, the reason that the Blazers shot what they did is because they were able to defend with big bodies on those guards.
Let me ask you this.
They made contested shots. I'm not going to take anything away from the Blazers.
Let me ask you this.
But the Lakers demonstrated they can do some things that are going to make the game difficult for the Blazers.
Let's stop with all the nuance talk, and let's just answer the straight question. I asked this right before you came on. Who has the better roster? Because to me, it's overtly clear the Blazers actually have the better roster from 3 through 7. I'm not talking about 1, which is clearly LeBron. 2 is debatable between Dame and AD right now. To me, it's clear that the Blazers have a better roster. So now I feel like as a LeBron fan, I'm just holding on to hope. You're still grasping and clutching onto hope and faith. Who has the better roster to you, and why?
It's not as simple as saying who has the better roster.
Not when you don't want to say what he wants you to say.
No. Well, here's why.
What?
The Blazers have the deeper roster. The Blazers have the more versatile roster. But LeBron James changes that entire equation. When you have the best player who can change the game for everybody else.
LeBron was amazing last night, Slick.
Amazing.
LeBron had a historical performance, Slick, and they still lost. Like, what else do you want LeBron to do? What
I want him to close the game. I want him to close the game.
Well, Slick, to that point of how historic it was, he's played in 240 postseason games. That was only his 24th triple-double. As Acho would say, you should put an asterisk by that one. And that should have been a win, but it wasn't a win. And that is damaging to the Lakers' confidence.